Have you ever wanted to do a locomotive cab ride experience? Did you know that for just $50, you could ride inside of that locomotive? If you want to find out how, all you have to do is come along with me. Well, I guess you're still watching. First off, thanks for doing so. And I guess since you're here, I could share with you how you could ride inside of that locomotive cab. Well, first off, I'm coming to you from Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, home of the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway, which is put on by the Reading and Northern Railroad. Now, to ride in the locomotive cab, that's a bucket list item for me, and today I'm able to check that off because it's actually not that hard to do. They offer locomotive cab rides in diesel-powered equipment. Now, depending on which type of equipment they're running, there's anywhere from 1 to 2 seats available. And I'm just doing myself, so it's not really an issue as to how many seats are available. As long as there's one, I'm set to go. All you have to do is go to the ticket office, which is just outside of the Jim Thorpe train station there. And all you need to do is ask if there is a cab seat available for the upcoming ride, which is the first one today at 11 o'clock. They are running what is called the autumn leaf runs, or autumn leaf train rides. It's a 45-minute round trip. So there's 4 of them today, 11, 1, 3, and 4 if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. You can check the website for the details on that. But if there is a seat available, for just $50, you get to ride in the locomotive cab with the engineer. So looking at the train here, that seat right there is the engineer seat. We'll be sitting on the other side, which is the fireman's seat, and we'll be able to get a great view of what the cab looks like on the inside, and to also see the engineer at work operating the throttle, the brakes, and more importantly, my favorite part, the horn. Now, I do have a tip for you. This is going to help you if you decide you want to do this yourself in the future. Weekends are typically pretty busy here, which means you have a lesser chance of getting a cab ride seat on weekends. Now, it is first come, first serve. I don't think you can book it in advance. You basically need to walk up to the ticket office and ask if it's available. But weekdays are typically less busy. And the earlier you get here, the better chance you have. So if you want an almost guaranteed spot of riding in the cab for one of the trips out throughout the day, I recommend coming here early in the morning and coming during the week. That is your best opportunity of scoring a seat inside the locomotive cab. Right now, let's learn more about number 2013, today's powered equipment for our autumn leaf run. Got my ticket, and boarding is going to be commencing in just a few minutes. Now, I imagine it's going to be pretty loud and noisy inside the cab, especially once the train is moving, but I'll do what I can to show you and share with you what I can, not only the views inside the cab, but the engineer at work and the sights and views from inside the cab as we make our way through the gorge. It is a 45-minute round trip, but I'm not going to be filming the entire trip for you because I want you to come and do it for yourself. But this video will definitely give you a good sense as to what to expect if you come do this for yourself. So next time I see you, we should be boarding that locomotive. Well, you got it made in here with the heat. It's nice. All right, so today we have engineer Jeff operating 2013, and he's allowing me to basically show you everything I can in here. It's also heated, in case you're wondering. It's around 40 degrees outside. It's probably about 75, 80 degrees in here. It's really nice and warm. But this is going to be the engineer's seat. He's going to have the view out the window going forward. And this one does have 2 seats. It's called the fireman's seat. So up to 2 passengers can ride in number 2013. It is even complete with sun visors, wipers when it does rain. Down there, I believe, is a toilet, if I'm not mistaken. But this is going to be our view as we make our way through the gorge. It's going to be pretty awesome just to see how big and mighty it's going to sound and look here as we make our way down the rails. But This is going to be a really fun experience. So once we get moving, we'll enjoy the views along the way. Most of the diesel power units are like this. They all hold two, pretty much?
Yeah, for the most part. A few of our engines don't.
Okay.
Most of them have the 2 seats over there.
And when they run the F units, do they offer cab rides in those?
No, not any
No.
units.
Okay. So pretty much primarily these?
Yeah.
All right. And they do the steam powered ones, right? Sometimes 425?
425, not the 2103.
Okay. So we are getting ready to depart here in just a couple minutes. I was talking to the engineer Jeff, and he said that he's been doing the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway here for about 2 years, but he's been with Reading and Northern since 2007. And he said he actually absolutely loves what he does right now because it's a dedicated schedule. He knows he's going home every day, but he also gets to see the seasons change right before his eyes because he operates this throughout the year. And in case you're curious, this locomotive not only has heat, which is really good, but it actually has air conditioning as well. So, you know, they're going to be, as far as an engineer or, you know, anyone riding up here is going to be in comfortable conditions as a guest as well, including myself. I actually had to ditch the hoodie because it's so warm in here, but once we get moving, it's going to cool off a little bit. He did say, though, this goes to Penn Haven, the same distance as the normal Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway. It's just we're going to get there faster. So it's going to be a 45-minute round trip compared to 70. That's okay with me. We'll be able to see like what this locomotive is capable of doing, get some power and speed going, and it's going to be for quite an experience. And he did confirm there's no longer a toilet down there. It's more or less just electronics and storage now. He said he's glad they took it out because it ends up becoming stinky, especially on those hot days. Behind us. How many cars are we pulling today?
We have 8 cars today.
8 cars. 8 passenger cars, which are nearly all loaded.
Here we go at 23.
famous waterfall that flows all the time, never dries up. And we'll be the first ones to see it before all the guests. Alright, so we're arriving here at Penn Haven. This is the furthest point for the normal Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway and for the autumn leaf run. We just got there a lot quicker. Now, for the normal Lehigh Gorge Scenic Rail run, the locomotive typically detaches from the front, goes around back, hooks up to the caboose, and pulls it backwards. But since that's not being offered this time of the year, we're just going to be staying where we are, riding backwards. So essentially, we're going to be the caboose, if you want to put it in terms like that. We'll be the very end of the train instead of the very front of the train. Got the all clear, 3 horn blasts, and now we go in reverse. So this is gonna be my view. But pretty much since we saw what it looks like coming here, I'm gonna enjoy this time for myself to go back, and I'll see you back in Jim Thorpe. Wow, what an incredibly fun experience. So, if you ever want to know how you could do a locomotive cab ride experience for just $50, I think my video answered your question. Before we go any further though, I want to take a moment just to give a special thanks and shout out to Engineer Jeff. He was fantastic. He allowed me to film as much as I wanted, show him in action. He answered all my questions, and we were just talking off camera, and he was just a great guy. For my first experience doing this, it was nothing more I could ask for. He really made me feel like I was welcomed, and my bucket list experience was a huge success. So glad I got to do that. Also, a big special thanks to the owner, CEO of Reading and Northern, Mr. Andy Mueller, because if it wasn't for him, this train ride wouldn't be here, and the opportunities that are presented to guests like the cab rides wouldn't be offered if it wasn't for him. So just want to say thanks to him and the entire Reading and Northern crew. But I'm so glad I did it, especially this time of year, because right now the colors look fantastic, and I couldn't think of a better, more unique way to see the fall foliage here in Pennsylvania other than rail, because you could walk, you could bike, you could take a car ride, but going on 2 rails through the mountains is a fantastic experience. I don't know how else to put it. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm so glad you tuned in to watch me and to come along for the incredible cab ride experience here on the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway. Also, side note, if you're not aware, I do have a Facebook page where I often share photos, videos, and details that don't always make it to my YouTube channel. You can find the link to that down below in the description, as well as a link to the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway website if you want to get more information for future train rides. Thanks again, everyone, for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in the next video.